Hanaki, did you know that our souls are connected by fate? What do you know? I'm Yuno Hanaki, the one and only Oran from Mialoon. Good afternoon. Happy... Saturday? It's Saturday, right? Yeah, okay. Happy Saturday. I'm getting a bit of time blindness. These days, my days have been blurring together, more so than usual, so I kind of lost track of the days of the week. It is what it is. It is how it be is due. So, I had to pause for a second, because I was like, fuck, what day is it? What day of the week is it? I don't know. But now I do. Hi. Sergeant Panda, congratulations on the 20 stream streak. I'm glad it still counts, even if I am not streaming consistently. Saturday it is. Is Saturday it? Very true. It's Yuno. Wow, yeah. It's me. I'm sorry. I promised I was gonna try to stream on Tuesday, but, brain hell activated, and I couldn't do it, and I got a panic attack. A panic attack, gay. So I didn't do it. This is something that happens when you take a hiatus, I've noticed, is it gets a lot harder to actually hit the button to go live, even if you want to. I had fully intended to on Tuesday, but like the minute I was getting everything set up and I was getting ready to, put up a waiting room and do everything, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna panic. And I couldn't do it, and one of the symptoms for me when I have a panic attack is my instinct is to sleep. Is this like a fear response in anybody else? Is this just a me thing? I get like really tired, and it happened just now too when I was on the waiting room. Not the waiting room, when I was on the loading screen. I got this incredibly violent urge to go nap, and I was like, no. We're locking in right now. We're not napping again. Like, it's just... I guess it's probably because of something related to, like, oh, the anxiety causes elevated heart rate, and if you want to, like, try and re-regulate your heart, you gotta, rest, and when you're at rest, sometimes you sleep. I think that's kind of what was trying to happen to me. My body was trying to, overcompensate for the panic, and, make me go to bed. So... But I resisted the urge today. Thumbs up. Thank you. I did it. Somehow I did it. Thank you. But yeah. So that's kind of why I didn't stream on Tuesday. The panic got too strong, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. And since I hadn't put up the waiting room anyway, I was like, that's fine. I guess I'll just not do it today. And then, again, the time blindness, it was like... all over me for the rest of the week, and now it's Saturday and I'm like, oh, okay. I guess this is where I am. Hello. You did it. I did somehow. Did it. It's not easy to overcome stuff like that when it hits. Yeah. I mean, I'll say right now, my face feels pretty flushed, and I do feel very nervous and tired simultaneously, but I am pushing through it because I don't want to be in this kind of icky, gross, bad state forever. So, I will be strong. Today's day I will be strong. But yeah. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you guys are doing, better than I am. Because these... besides the time blindness and the everything else, it's been a time in Onigashima. It's been a time for Yuno Hanaki. You can't see me, but I'm literally giving a very, like, awkward, like, broken thumbs up at the camera right now. I'm just like, I made it out somehow. Yay! Yay! Somehow, I'm here. And I guess that's all we can hope for in these current times. I don't know. I really wanted to get out of the, like, the ick that I've been in and stream, but I really didn't know what to stream. I felt bad doing another Zatsu, but I didn't really have the energy to make a thumbnail for something else. So I was just like, what the hell do I do? I don't know what to do. And I didn't have like an older thumbnail that I could repurpose. My thumbnail folder is very full of thumbnails, so I didn't really want to search through to see if I could find like a random, more neutral thumbnail that I could use for something. So I was just like, whatever. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. I don't know what's going on. Whatever.
Yep, your soul will do.
Raiden, thank you for the resub for 2 months. I'm always here for some one yaps. One of them. That's true.
Yep, your soul will do.
And Nettle Seeds, thank you for the 4-month resub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I guess there's a hype train, but no pressure. No pressure, don't really worry about that. I think Twitch has been trying to make it easier to get hype trains now because they want to encourage people to throw more money at the platform, so no pressure on that, really. Yuno, Hanaki. Yeah, that's me. I'm glad you remember all the syllables. 2 yaps is also good. That's true. It's just, I feel bad. I mean, I've always seen myself as primarily a Zatsu streamer in the end, I guess. So it could be worse that all I'm doing is yapping, probably. But, I don't know. I'm just happy to see Yuno miss the stream 2 weeks ago. That's very fair. I haven't really been planning them, hence Guerrilla. I just kind of, when I feel like I'm ready to stream, I turn on stream and I go live. I haven't really been putting too much thought into it. I've been trying to just, like, take it as it comes. I go slow. I don't know, I don't want to unpack too much of why I even ended up having to feel burnout and take a hiatus anyway. But I'm just trying to be gentle with myself, and sometimes that means not streaming for a long time now, and sometimes that means planning to stream and then being unable to, and sometimes that means... I don't know. I don't know. A lot of this stream today is gonna be a lot of I don't know, because that's how things have been for me lately. I don't know. I really don't. Fewer streams where you're happy is better than more streams where you're not. I suppose that's fair. Today is not exactly a day where I am happy. I wouldn't say I'm happy right now. I'm still quite stressed about a lot of things. And I mentioned when I tweeted my going live tweet that this stream might be a little bit negative, compared to the last stream that I did where I was trying to keep you guys more on the positive up and up. I don't know. I'm feeling the brain fog come in, so I might be even less coherent than usual. I apologize. I also don't know how long this stream is even going to be. I apologize for that too. I've been having a lot of thoughts lately. And a lot of the time blindness and everything has been impacting that too, I think. It's been a time. Sounds similar to me when I don't know something. So true. You just say I don't know over and over because you don't know nothing. It's true. That's what I do too. Hence why I'm doing it right now. We're here for you. Thank you. I don't like being the kind of streamer that, like, airs too much of the ick on stream to chat, though. Because, like, you see all of the time that streamers are like, please do not vent to me, I am not your therapist, and I feel like the same should be said about streamers venting too much to their chats. I don't want to vent to you guys too much.
Yep, your soul will do.
That doesn't feel very kind of me to do. Something streaming should be a better escape than listening to streamer complain. So I really try to not do it. The few times that I have sometimes, like, privated those streams, or, like, purposefully been like, this probably won't be archived. Because sometimes you do need a chance to just vent, and you don't necessarily, like, seek out answers, and you don't seek out, like, the more therapeutic type of response. I don't know how to word what I mean, but it's like you don't want to I don't want to put the onus of what I'm dealing with onto you. Like, I don't feel like that's fair of me to do, so I try not to do it, basically.
Oh,
is what I'm trying to say.
Good way to show off your wealth.
Oh shoot, the gifting alert. We don't usually get that one. Edel, thank you for gifting a community sub, and thank you Beep Beeps for resubscribing for 12 months. I can't believe it's your 1 year. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yippee. You sound in need of some comfort food. Got any ice cream? I do have some in the freezer. I do have some in my freezer right now. It's a brownie chocolate fudge, I think is the full name of the flavor. It's pretty yummy, I must say. It's not bad. Who are you again? Honestly, I don't know. That's so real. Honestly, I don't know.
Oh, treating the room? Good way to show off your wealth.
Oh shoot. Beep Beeps, thank you for gifting 5 gift subs. What the fricky? Yippee! Level 2. Love that for us. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Love some triple chocolate. It's good. It's like, it's chocolate ice cream base, and then it has like brownie little bits and chunks in it. And then it has, it has like chocolate chips, I think, too. Like little fudge pieces. Fudge pieces?
Yep.
I don't think they're chocolate chips, is what I'm trying to get at. But they're good. It's a good ice cream. I've never tried this kind before, but is yummy. The only problem is that I don't think it's in a big enough container for me. For a while, I was getting big ice cream tubs so that I could have ice cream in my freezer for longer. But I didn't have the money for an ice cream tub the last time groceries occurred, so little baby tub today. Speaking of delicious, I wanted cereal and remembered you like apple cinnamon Cheerios. Good stuff. Ah, yes, I do like apple cinnamon Cheerios. They're pretty yummy. I like cinnamon Cheerios in general. First time viewer, sorry you're going through difficulties, but for what it's worth, you seem very pleasant and comfortable to watch. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do think that is my general atmosphere and vibe of stream. But yeah, I am technically still on hiatus because I've been going through some stuff, and I've been trying to seek out answers for said stuff. It hasn't been going well. I would say it is not going well, but I mean, I'm trying, and that's the key thing, is we're trying. But because I haven't really gotten the answers and I haven't really gotten proper coping mechanisms in place yet, I'm just kind of pushing through as best as I can. Yuno is a complex enigma. I am I feel like I'm not as complex as it seems. Personally, I feel like I'm a pretty open book when it comes to myself. I'm kind of a what you see is what you get kind of girl. I tend to be pretty well, okay. I'm honest. Genuine is questionable. I don't know. It's hard to articulate it. I feel like I'm more willing to put my cards on the table than most, maybe. I try to be as upfront as I can. Being a content maker doesn't mean you're not allowed to be a person. Prioritizing yourself is a very healthy choice. Yeah, no, that's kind of why I'm trying to take it really slowly right now. I'm trying not to push. I'm trying not to, like, overextend myself. It is kind of sad to have to do this, though, because I was very ambitious in my planning at the start of this year to, like, really lock in and go hard and, like, do better with a lot of the content that I'm making and try to, like, produce more, do more this year. But then March happened. And now April is happening, and I feel like April has been a particularly bad month. And I just kind of wish I was able to handle it better. but things have not really been going well in the hunt for therapy. And things aren't really going well in terms of the overall way things have been going for me. Not even just outside of like the journey I'm trying to take with my mental health. I feel like my content is kind of falling flat. I feel like I'm kind of falling flat. It's a lot. And it's a lot of it too, I think, is just pressure I tend to put on myself. I have realized in my attempts to figure out things that I am like even more of a perfectionist than I once thought. I kind of felt this when I was preparing for 2.0 because I really wanted everything to go well for that, but I think I am more of a perfectionist than I once thought, to like a very meticulous degree, and it's causing me to really struggle to make content because in my head I have a very specific vision, and if I can't accomplish that vision, it will make me want die. I'll just be like, what was the point in any of this? Oh wow, the emote I got is I'm spiraling. I love that for me. Choo choo, by the way. Thank you for the hype train. I feel that so much, that's why nowadays I just relax and vibe while making the most out of balancing between life and content creation. I think the problem for me, though, is that a lot of my life has been content. Well, okay, not a lot of my life. Maybe that was a little dramatic. Okay. For 5 years now, a lot of my life has been content, I guess. That's probably the best way to put it. I'm rounding it to 5. It's technically been longer because when I lost my one full-time like normie-ish job, I decided to like lock in on becoming a content creator. And I mean, I was doing it on a more like freelance casual basis for a while, and then I applied to production kawaii and got in. So then I really locked in for like a year, and then the company shut down. And then I spent like the whole of that year after kind of trying to like push if I could. And it didn't go terribly, but I also don't know if I can fully say that it went the way that I had wanted it to, especially because of all of the YouTube shenanigans that I had to deal with. And I kind of had to rethink my direction in 2025 as well. And now I'm here in 2026 and I'm like, okay, I have to rethink it again. And I think that's kind of what happens, I guess, when you choose to make this be your focus. But in terms of like work-life balance, it hasn't really been there for me. And a lot of creators do tend to feel this way, especially if they're trying to do it as like their full-time thing. It's very hard to have a separation when social media / content is like your core thing that you do, because you can't really be on social media without thinking about social media. Oh. Twitch did that cool thing where it froze again. Hold on, Twitch, I'll save you. Hold on, Twitch, I'll save you. There we go. It loves to freeze on me a lot of times. It's very, frustrating. I fixed it, though. Save us, we're freezing. Save me, purple girl. Yeah, I got you. You're good. I refreshed. I can see you now. YouTube, you didn't have any problems. Twitch, though. Twitch was being a little silly. But we got it. You're saved. Yippee! If there's one thing at all that I could reverse, it would be the whole culture of clip farming and stuff. It seems like genuine content is in short supply these days. I see what you mean. I have complex feelings about that as somebody who has never really seen herself as clippable. I think I I told this story the last time I streamed, so I apologize for being a story repeater, God forbid. But I even said during my interview with Production Kawaii that I didn't really see myself being able to, like, clip farm or, like, clip bait. I don't know how else to word it. I don't really see myself as making the kind of content that would usually garner clips. And I was very upfront about that. I was like, look, my energy is very mellow. I didn't really say I had a mature, like, vibe, but I don't do all that. I don't think I'm capable of doing all that. And I was always, like, kind of worried about how that might come across, like, that, like, maybe that wouldn't really be seen as an ideal person to hire for a company. But I have complex feelings towards the idea of, like, clip farming because, unfortunately, it really does work for people. Like, wording things in particularly, like, provocative ways. And, like, more often than not, shorts algorithms are the things that are being favored now compared to, like, long form. If you want to do long form, you really have to commit to long form. Like, you have to be willing to do it for multiple hours in order for it to count for anything. And then, like, it's either multi-hour long, usually videos. I feel like streaming is kind of, I don't want to say dying off, but it's definitely more niche now. Again, and then I think, like, edited videos, it either has to be an hour or longer or fucking a short, you know? It's hard to really do anything else. It's hard to kind of be in, like, the middle area, I feel. YouTube is just not focusing on videos at all, on streaming at all. Yeah, YouTube isn't really focusing on streaming. And so having it be a primary platform for streaming is probably not that good these days, unless you have an audience that can, like, really come out and be there for everything, which I hate how often the pressure is always put on viewers or watchers of things in order to, like, make things happen for creators. Like, I feel like content is always there to be enjoyed by a consumer, and I don't like that there's always this pressure of, like, uh-oh, your viewers aren't turning out for you. What's happening? They're not doing a very good job. And I'm just like, it's not their fault. It's not anybody's fault. Like, why are you blaming us for the fact that your algorithm is stinky? Have we ever thought about that one? Not one for Chester Cooney. Is it not Chester Maxing? And or Goon Maxing? Whatever those are. I feel like combining them is pretty funny though. Sorry, Twitch, I've been a bad girl, etc., etc. Too real. The space between a short and 1 hour plus video feels like dead space only gets recommended to people that watch you regularly already. Yeah. I've noticed, and like I was just watching a video earlier, like not even an hour or two ago, that was like talking about how she noticed that on her channel, and this was a creator who had like 200k plus subscribers. She noticed that like her channel really only was like getting her more money if she was able to release hour plus long videos, because those would get more views versus the like shorter, more like cozy casual vlogs that she had been posting before. And I looked at her numbers and she was right. She was kind of right. Like the shorter videos were in like the 10k 11k range, and then the two videos she uploaded that were an hour plus were like 150k, and I was like, oof. And knowing that she's monetized and how much money you can earn from that passive viewership on those like bigger videos, it really does incentivize you to make the really long shit, and that's a really big time commitment, and it can get really exhausting. It's crazy out there. Can you please stop spamming? You know, there's like a reason I've been trying to... God, get out of here, man. behave. Sometimes I get recommended streams of people I've never seen, but I miss streams of Mia Loon or other VTubers. YouTube's suggestion algorithm is very odd. I have not really been able to figure out, like, why things happen the way that they do. Spamming on the Twitch side? On both sides, apparently. Bro whipped out the alt accounts to be able to spam nonsense, so...
Cute.
Dealt with that real quick.
Do better.
Don't worry, though. We're good. As well as shifting content styles, since there are styles that really flourish in the middle time span. Mm-hmm. Agree. Let go my ego. Thank you for the $4.20 tip. I missed you and your 3-point forehead. Thanks. Somehow I get always smaller VTubers instead of people I watch or bigger ones in my algo. I've been noticing that too. I've been getting recommendations from smaller creators on both my VTuber and my non-VTuber YouTube accounts. It's been very interesting to see how it just keeps recommending me videos that have like 10 views. And then like occasionally it's like, oh yeah, and these creators you watch also posted something, but it's in like a separate like shelf now, like content shelf. It's like, here's stuff from creators that you watch regularly, and then the rest of the recommendations are videos that are like 15 views and like from like that were uploaded like 4 days ago. And I'm just like, I mean, thank you for pushing the small creator, but crazy recommendation. Very crazy niche pull. Also, yes, hello, Hanaki to all the people coming in. The herbal acrylic is so cute. I'm glad you like it. Oh, speaking of that, they confirmed to me yesterday. Those of you who haven't gotten your merch yet, it should be coming soon. All of the orders have been confirmed to have shipped. So, thumbs up. Hopefully you'll be getting your merch this week. Did me to take pics. Yippee! Got the merch last week. Yippee! But yeah, that was just a note to the people who might not have gotten theirs yet. They confirmed that all of it was shipped. So, those of you who don't have it should be getting it soon. Those of you that do have it, take pictures, post it on Twitter. I try to check my Twitter tags every couple of days just to see if there's anything, because I miss you guys, and since I can't always stream, I check the tags. I'm just like, maybe there's something. Maybe there's something I can look at. Ugh. YouTube has been showing me ancient Pizza Huts. Have you been ordering pizza lately? I haven't ordered pizza in like a month. Maybe 2 months. So no, it's not my fault. Don't look at me. Have you been thinking about pizza? Algorithms seem to be getting pretty good at predicting our thoughts these days. Maybe you've been thinking about pizza.
Maybe you're the problem.
Erpoloni is looking at me from 2 directions now. Let's go! Tag Yuno in cat videos to boost her mood. Tag me in things that make you think of me. Or... I don't know. Maybe we need to figure out like a little tag for you guys to like post little notes or something. I used to have a fan mail tag, but I got rid of it because a lot of my tags were quite superfluous and not really getting used. But I don't know. Maybe we need to figure out something for like little notes that I can look at when I am emo. When I am sad. I have an unusual art post coming later today / tomorrow. Keep an eye out. Oh, a new drawing? Nice. Was thinking of Yuno and the algo summoned the Oni. I'm just like, hello. Hello. Last time we did that, you missed them for like 6 months. That's not true. It wasn't 6 months. I did not realize that it was being used, though. I have no faith in the algo after the last 2 years. For at least 2 times a year, the algo will think I'm from Quebec for like a month at a time. I love when the algorithm just shows me random shit. Some of the small videos that I've been getting, because I've been watching a lot of like cozy lifestyle vlogs lately, because those tend to be the things I gravitate towards when I'm sad. how do I phrase this? I watch like comfy lifestyle vloggers more recently because of the fact that I like live alone and am alone a lot of the time. So I've been watching like solo living type of vlogs where like the big focus is on the fact that these people are like, you know, single or they don't really have any friends and like all they really do is work and spend time at home because that's literally me. And I'm kind of just trying to figure out if there's a way that I can make my life feel more cozy like that. And I was like watching this random like smaller creator that my For You page suggested to me, and I was very confused about like why she of all people was recommended to me, and then she randomly mentioned in the video that she was Canadian, and I was like, yeah, why is this recommended to me? This is not a relatable experience. I cannot relate to a comfy Canadian. I can't relate to this. The vlog was still really cozy though. But I was just like, Canadian. You have a whole different quality of life over there. Onigashima ain't like that, bro. Also, enjoy your lunch. I hope you have something yummy. This person has healthcare, not relatable. Among other things, I was just like, wow, they sure are able to afford a pretty nice place for being a single, like, dweller. But, you know. Comfy Buno will become comfy Canadian Buno. Buno moves to Canada to feel better arc, except not really. That'd be a lot of freaking work. And I just don't think I have the mental capacity to even plan a move, much less a very far move. I can't do all that. Healthcare and maple syrup. True, they have the good shit over there. I want good maple syrup. I don't think I've ever had like real maple syrup. I've only ever had like the plastic bottle stuff. It's funny to meme, but that's a lot of work. Yeah, especially for someone like me who is dealing with multiple levels of a brain hell that we cannot fully comprehend. I don't think I would be capable of moving anywhere really anytime soon, but like especially not far. As a Canadian, moving to Canada would mean you'd be in Canada. Oh shit. Fuck, you're so right. I don't know if I could handle all that. I had good maple syrup, once discovered it spoils. My factory garbage would never. Too real. There are so many times where I've been like, okay, I'm gonna start getting organic versions of food. And then I get the organic version and it expires within like what feels like 6 days. Compared to my factory garbage that will take like 6 months before it even starts looking bad. And I'm just like, well, I guess I know what I should be choosing. I do always tend to prioritize things that have a higher shelf life, which I know is bad, blah, 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 processed food, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't care. The problem with me, as I have said when it comes to me getting into cooking, is like, I always try to, whenever I try something new or I get something like that, it expires before I can even use it, because by the time I actually get it, I don't want to use it. Meanwhile, my processed garbage, I get it, and then I can hold on to it for a while, and then when I finally decide I want it, it's not spoiled, or stale, or whatever. So, yeah. I always get reconvinced. Factory garbage that can be stored for half a year and still be eaten. There's a reason the factory garbage is so widespread. I was going through my cupboard literally like last night when I was taking care of my dinner, and I realized I still had this can of Spam that I got like a while ago, and I was like, surely this is expired by now. And then I looked and it said it doesn't expire until September still. I still have 5 fucking months on that thing, and I think I've had it for like maybe a year. I know spam is like a very specific example because spam is eternal, but you have to understand, most people don't like spam because they think it's yucky because of all the preservatives, but like, that's why it's good. That shit can last so long up there. It's awesome. I'm just like, cool, I don't have to worry about this again. But now watch, I'm gonna forget about it, and then I'm gonna look and be like, oh yeah, I have to make this. Oh, I still have 4 more months? Sick. And this is going to continue until the last possible second in which I will need to make the spam, but it's fine. The artisan bread loaf that goes bad too quick versus the Uncrustable in the freezer that's expiration date is only a suggestion. I feel called out specifically about the fact that you said Uncrustable. I was living off of Uncrustables for quite a while. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's specifically because I didn't want to buy loaves of bread to make the peanut butter and jelly myself. I just wanted to have the dumb little bread circle. Give me the dumb little bread circle. That's fucked up. You mentioned it before? Ah, shit, right. I probably did. I know I was living off of them around this time last year. Food lasting longer. Tip, never use a contaminated utensil. You need one knife to cut and spread the butter and a different one for the jam. Want more jam? That should already touch the bread. Get new spoon. No, see, just like rinse off the utensil so that you don't have to worry about the contamination. Give it a little wash. It takes like 2 seconds when it's just the one thing. I'd rather do that than dirty 2 knives that I have to wash later. But that's because I fucking hate washing dishes, so anything that I can do to avoid having to wash dishes is my choice. I will not waste multiple utensils, thank you. Good suggestion, but alternative solution. Just wash off the knife. Funny PBJ bread circle that is eternal. I love my funny PBJ bread circle. No, new one has to be dry. Are you implying I wouldn't dry it off? I'm saying you wash the knife off, then you like wipe it off so it's dry, and then you swap what you're using it for. Also, you're right. Squeeze bottles are the real answer. You can't really do that with jam though. You can only do that with like certain jellies. Just buy many packs of plastic utensils, or you be like me and whenever you order like food for delivery, you hoard the plastic silverware that they give you, and then you have it piling up in your desk drawer in like various forms, and you sometimes can't find the thing that you're looking for because you have so many extra packs of silverware. Sorry, is this no longer relatable? Am I no longer relatable to the masses? No, it's too relatable. I remember when I was still in college, and in my college apartment, I literally had a portion of my silverware drawer dedicated to all of the plastic silverware I was hoarding. And I was just like, yep, this is the drawer. Uno just hates being in the kitchen. No, this is also very true. I also hate being in the kitchen. This is correct. I don't like it. I do it because you have to do it in order to live, but boy do I hate it. New thrown item, cute box to keep plastic utensils organized. Can I just get a cute box of plastic utensils? You probably sell pink ones, right? Something something pink tax. Surely. Plastic silverware is very wrong, except sometimes the texture of a plastic piece of silverware is the only thing that works with the food that you are eating. Sometimes it just doesn't feel right to use like the other kinds of silverware, like the more metal ones or whatever. I have to eat my soup with a plastic spoon. You don't get it. If I use the metal spoon, it doesn't feel right, the texture gets off, everything's bad. Plastic spoon, good for soup. And I've always said this. I've seen sets of silicone baby utensils. The texture looks tempting. Maybe in the end we are all just slowly returning back to baby with our desires. I chipped a tooth because of metal utensils and still hold a grudge to this day. See? Metal bad. Cereal with a plastic spoon always. Bro, literally, I have a dedicated spoon that a dedicated spoon and bowl that I use for my cereal, and the spoon is plastic, and I wash the plastic spoon. It's too real. The cereal spoon, I shake your hand. Baby utensils do have great designs, all colorful, and you could get your favorite Sanrio character probably. Oh man, Pom Pom Purine, baby spoon. Off I go. Every other plastic spoon wouldn't work, only that one. Only that one! I'm very set in my ways. This is another part of the brain hell that I'm trying to get analyzed. I'm very set in my ways with certain, like, types of dishes and like silverware and things that I do use in my kitchen. Like I have very specific, like I have to make this food in this pot and then I can only eat it out of this bowl. I can't use anything else. If I try to eat this off of a plate, I will die. I have to use this specific bowl. And then if I make like a certain sandwich, I have to eat it on this specific plate. If I make like side dishes, they go into this specific Tupperware container. Like I get so antsy if I don't use the very specific ones. It just doesn't feel right. I'm like, who are you? What is this? Use the metal spoon, it will fix you. No! Foodism. Sounds like an ism. It could be a lot of things is the problem. And also, a lot of these things can be comorbid, which means that you have them happening simultaneously, and it could be a symptom of both. So, hence why I've been trying to get this figured out. Late to the convo, but you talking about metal utensils and soup reminds me of how much of an ick it is when I see people scrape a spoonful of soup against the top of their teeth. Oh yeah, no. The sound of people using metal utensils in their mouths is definitely an ick. Granted, I don't like most eating noises in general, but it's definitely icky. I get what you mean. I understand you. Undiagnosed, but something ain't right. That's what I'm saying. There's something going on up here. I just don't know what it is. I eat chocolate milk with a metal spoon. Why? Drink it! What? Why do you slurp a spoon? It's slower? What do you mean it's slower? Why does it need to be slow? That's a bizarre one. I mean, I love that for you. I'm glad it makes you happy and brings you joy, but not relatable to me. But also, I don't really get the stuff to, like, mix chocolate milk, which I'm assuming is what you're doing. If I get chocolate milk, I just buy the, like, gallon of it, or I have these, like, they're not quite chocolate milk necessarily, but it's basically chocolate milk. Like, I have these, like, chocolate milk little, like, boxes in my fridge right now for when I need a little quick fix of chocolate milk. But they're not, it's not like actual chocolate milk, it's something else. I forget the name of the brand. Anyways. This is a crazy tangent. I was meant to be talking about more serious things, and then I got distracted by food once again. Truly, the streamer experience is getting distracted by food in some capacity or another. Lynn just posted a short about too loud restaurant music. It's so we don't hear eating noises. It all makes sense now. Oh, true. I feel like especially in certain restaurants where it's like known to like slurp when you're eating that particular dish, it makes sense. You know, Hanaki always a foodie to the core. Unfortunately, yes. Isn't that a good thing, arguably? Distracted for a bit from the serious topics by a far more regular Yuno yapping topic? I suppose that's true. In some respects, that is probably a good thing. How's the library situation going? I haven't heard back. Whether that means they're just still in the process of going through all the applications and they just haven't gotten to mine yet? Or it means that they are not going to call me in for the second round? I have yet to determine. I don't know. But I have not heard back. That is the update on that. You should have had a donut for this stream. You could have made the stream last 4 hours. Shut up! Leave me alone! Can I just point out how Yuno had a whole tangent about her idiosyncrasies, then called me out for using a spoon and chalky milky? Well, maybe because even if you have an idiosyncrasy yourself, you cannot help but call them out in others. Too if it was a bagel. Guys are so mean to me. Leave me alone, man. If you don't hear back in a week, I recommend emailing or texting them. Recruiters want you to reach out. Please call us. Well, this wasn't really a recruiter. This is somebody who works at the library. I was thinking I might try and reach out to them on Monday, though. Like, send them a quick message over the platform we were using to coordinate the interview. I might just reach out and be like, hey, hope everything's going good. I'm still interested in the position if it's still open. But I guess I could also just check if it's still open. I don't know how immediately they were trying to fill it, so I don't know. Pragmata? Yeah, I've been hearing that people like it as well. I don't know if I was planning to... I don't think I was planning to pick it up at all. Anytime trailers for it came on, I'd kind of just be like, honk, shoo, me, me, me. But I do hear that people like it that have been choosing to pick it up, so good for them. Nice. Let me know if you need more info. Sounds good too. Okay, noted. Always good to just send. Was just wondering on the progress because sometimes things get shuffled or delayed. Fair enough. I will get around to doing that if I can. I just have always kind of felt like that kind of behavior is seen as annoying. Like they don't want you to push or pry too much into the progress of things. Makes them less likely to want to get back to you. Gotta advocate for yourself? I mean, I guess. I guess so. After a week is a reasonable ask. I guess so. It was a week as of yesterday. So I guess I probably should have tried to reach out to them yesterday. But I didn't. I kind of want to see Yuno do a can opener stream and see what things she can open with her horn. I mean... my horns are pretty tough. I think I'd be able to open a decent amount of cans. Calling them can put them on the back foot and help you out. It shows moxie and initiative. It shows moxie. Maybe. I don't know. I get nervous doing that kind of thing. I guess I can try on Monday. I'll make a note of it. Where's my phone? Ugh. I will make a note. You don't want to become pushy. Yeah, I don't want to be seen as too pushy or, like, too desperate. That's something that gives me a lot of anxiety is like, I don't want to seem like I'm too desperate for a job. Even though I do want this particular job, I just don't want to seem desperate for it. And my concern is always that if I like, am like, hi, hello, I want to know the progress of hiring. And they're going to think that I'm desperate. And they're going to be like, well, we don't want to hire someone who's too desperate. I assume we're all desperate. Well, yes. But you're not supposed to show that. You're supposed to be chill. At least that's what I always thought you were supposed to do. Like, they don't like it if you're showing too much over-enthusiasm. Usually they want desperate, it means you can get lowballed. Well, then that's also a problem. I don't necessarily want to get lowballed. Yeah, well, I don't really care about this job. It's chill. That's literally me. I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I want it, but I'm not gonna be like scary about it. I don't know. You can strike that balance. I don't know, maybe. During the actual interview like process that I had, I feel like I came across as really I think they were worried because they were like talking about how I've mostly been freelancing for the past few years, and they were trying to figure out why I suddenly wanted to work at a library, and I was like, because I think libraries are cool and I like books, and I think it would be a cool way to expand my skill set via learning how to do new things. I was so scared. Answering those kinds of questions is always scary. Need a balance between showing interest but not seeming so desperate you'll take their lowest offering. Yeah, and that's the thing I'm nervous about, because I'm just like, I don't know how to do that. I'll figure it out, I guess. I wanted to touch base so we know if you have any more questions, kind of thing. Yeah, basically, I guess. Can you explain this gap in your resume? Yeah, that's when I wasn't working. Why do you want to work here? I'm broke and want to work somewhere I wouldn't hate being at. Very true. They also asked, like, and I feel like this might be one of the questions that I fucked up answering too, but they asked, like, what my ideal work environment was, and I feel like my answer didn't make sense. So I'm kind of scared that that might have turned them off from wanting to take me back in, but I don't know. What was your past career? Internet entertainment? I specifically just said I was a freelancer. I was like freelancing. I was freelancer. I did stuff independently, and then I didn't elaborate. I didn't elaborate. I tried to just be like, I worked for a few things. I did some stuff. Currently still freelance. Two people making I lanced freely jokes, but yes. I like huffing that old book smell. True. Did you say you wanted to work with cute girls? No. I said my ideal work environment was like on the quieter side and just feeling like I could help people in a way. Like I like not being too overwhelmed. I tend to prefer like office work, like that kind of like busy work more so than like interfacing with customers. So I mentioned that I prefer doing like a lot of desk work and that I prefer like somewhat quieter environments, which I feel like fits a library. But I was like, I don't know. I didn't say I don't know, but I was just kind of like, I prefer when things are a little bit more chill, not super busy. I like being able to focus on my tasks. I like feeling like I can help people. Like, I kind of started, like desperately pivoting when I realized I was talking about too quiet of an environment when I'm technically applying for a role that would be customer facing. And I was like, well, you know, but I still like talking to others and helping them with like book stuff and like I kind of floundered. I think I might have flubbed. F. Did you give them a resume? Yes, when I applied to the online job posting, they saw my resume. Although when we did the phone interview, they weren't really asking me any specific questions about stuff that was on my resume, so I don't know if they actually looked at it. Cause like they just asked very generic questions. Like they just basically did the thing where they had me reiterate all the shit that was already on my resume. Explain your education and career path in your own words in a way that's different from how you wrote it on your resume. And I'm just like, so you just want me to rehash what you should already know? Instead of ask specific questions about it? Okay. And that's what I did. But I was kind of like, okay. And then they did the whole, you know, like, tell me about a time you faced a difficult situation at work. And then they were like, tell me about a time you did blah, 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 blah. So I always do my best in those situations, but sometimes I don't really have a good answer, so I'm like, ugh, and I do my best. Would it be a problem if I came up with some points on how to leverage your VTuber time for a resume or for talking points and common interview questions? I just put it in the Discord. I don't know. I don't really think that part's necessary. I appreciate it. I kind of already know how to do that kind of thing. It's just that I've had to keep it... It's not really something you can include on a resume, though, is the thing. At least not in the specific sense of, like, what I did. It's more just, like, skills I obtained from it. And I already know how to do that part. But they also aren't really things that are relevant to the position I was applying for, so... I don't know. I need you to say your resume shit out loud to know you actually did the thing. Even before the era of ChatGPT, you get people that can't explain what they did at their job, but were you actually at the job? That's fair. I can understand it from that perspective, maybe, yeah. Include your AO3 profile in your interviews. I mean, probably not that. But yeah, I don't know. Interviews are always the part that I feel like I fumble the most because I try to just pick a tangent and focus on it. But then, I don't know. Then I feel like I don't do a good job, or like I don't actually answer the question. Explain this huge gap, and then you put on a serious face and say NDA. I mean, fair enough. That is true. I don't know. I tried my best. That's all I can say that I did. And I feel like it went fine. I did a really good job of asking questions that I felt were relevant to the position. During the, like, ask questions portion, I asked what I felt were 3 pretty good questions. And then... I did my best when I was answering, but I think the one question that I flubbed was the ideal work environment, because I'll be so for real, my ideal work environment is at home. I don't really like the fact that I'm looking at a job that is outside of home, but, you know, girls gotta touch some grass. If they didn't like your best, they don't deserve you. Well, yes, but I deserve money. So I'd like to be considered good enough for earning money job. But I don't know, man. Yeah, Yuno requires money to live. Like, it's very easy to just be like, yeah, well, that job didn't deserve me, but then also I need money. It's hard to find jobs that are perfect too, as well. So I don't know, man. Brings merchandise to the interview. I used to be this. I used to be this, holds up the green creature. Then I turned her into this, holds up the purple one. Bricked up and evil world should run on Unonium. I've been saying this. But yeah, no man, life is getting really expensive. And I've been doing my best to deal with it, but taking the hiatus in March meant that I was not prepared for April. And then April kicked my ass. My ass got kicked so hard that my... I posted this on my sub account. My ass got kicked so hard that my bank account went into the negatives for the first time in a while. Because a lot of bullshit happened that I wasn't anticipating, and it was bad, and there's technically still multiple things I have to pay for this month, and I don't have the money for them, and I'm trying to be chill about that. Ugh. It's fine. Libraries tend to be nerdy. Sometimes you can just say I was an anime girl on the internet. The person that was interviewing me was an older lady. I don't think she would have got it. And I know I'm also an older lady, being over 200 and all, but I didn't want to run the risk of being like, yeah, I stream on the internet, I'm a content creator, because I feel like that would make her freaking, I don't know, turn into dust before my eyes, or I guess before my ears because it was a phone call. Blunt way to say I was a VTuber. I mean, yeah. Content creator is probably the easier way to understand it. More palatable way. But like I said, I kept it very vague when they were asking. It was just like, are you still freelancing? And I was like, yes. I just didn't specify what kind of freelancing I'm doing. Just that I freelance. Which I think is also valid, because sometimes you don't need to go into all the detail. You are not that old of a lady. You need to stop talking like that. I'm way older than you. I'm over 200. That's old lady. People sort of assume you're doing Uber, DoorDash, whatever, too. Fair enough. Live ASMR during phone interview. Well, I don't really do ASMR, so I don't think that would prove anything. If anything, it would just prove that I've consumed ASMR before. I don't do ASMR. It's not the content I make. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. It would prove you really need a different job. Damn. I mean, true, but damn. ASMR phone interview might be a good call, giving the recruiter emotions. There have been some times where I've wondered, and this is a joke for the record, this is literally a joke, I'm joking, this is a joke. Prefacing all of this by saying this is a joke, I'm joking. There have been times where I've wondered if I could covertly hypnotize interviewers into giving me a job. That was a joke. That was a joke. I was joking. I've never actually thought to do it, but I've jokingly had the thought before. I would never actually do it. That's unethical and bad. But sometimes I'm just like, God, if I could just get this job to happen. Unless... Stop. Actual Jedi mind tricks. Sometimes you have the desperation in your head, right? You can't help it. If it works, it works. I mean... yeah, I guess. A Funko Pop of Yuno could be a reality. How many times have I fucking told you guys to not mention Funko Pops to me? I would never be a Funko Pop. I don't care. I'm not popular enough, for one. Two, I don't think any of you would buy Funko Pops because I'm pretty sure we all agree that they're not good. Three, no. No matter how much money they try to give me to use my likeness to make a Funko Pop, I think not. Thank you, I think not. I'm still on the camp of eventually getting a Yuno Hanaki Nendoroid if I am ever 8 million subscribers deep. Bold to assume. To assume that you wouldn't get a Funko Pop. I mean, I'm sure in the, like, bizarro alternate universe where I did get one, I'm sure people would be like, yay, Yuno Hanaki merch, and they would buy it. But I don't think it would get them enough money to make that collaboration worth it. Also, they're just so icky, ugly little creatures. You know Hanaki pinata? I mean, getting a pinata would be kind of funny. It's just my head, the majority of it is the forehead. Anytime we talk about people being old, I think of that image of the Club Penguin sign up where the image for the 18+ category is a bald, gray-haired penguin walking with a cane. That one is pretty funny. The one I always think of is the screenshot from, I think, one of the, like, Mega Man Game Boy Advance or DS games where they're like,
cute.
I'm 30 years old.
Do better.
And it's like an elderly person with a cane. That one always gets me. Conrad, thank you for the $20 tip. You know is good, Funko Pops or not, I'm happy with the acrylic stand. I also like the acrylic stand. It's pretty. It turned out cute. Icky little creature is so evocative. Thank you. I'm a writer. I'm really evocative with my language. I love when people post that on their 30th birthday. I'm 30 years old. Nendoroids are great, but real expensive. I mean, mostly because of the, like, little accessories that come with them. I do think that the price has gone up, especially because of, like, things like the tail whiffs and those shenanigans, but also the quality is worth it. You know, action figure that says her trademark catchphrase is like, oh, Hanaki, and I hate it here. True. I don't really know what actions she would have, just besides the fact that you could pose her. And I guess there would probably be some sort of attachment where you could take the hair off so you could swap from the long hair to the buns, because the buns are constantly in demand. But then I think the problem with that is that I would mostly be getting sent pictures of the Yuno Hanaki action figure bald, and everyone being like, bald, 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 bald. And I'd just be like, well, you didn't put the hair back on, so for starters. Unicorn headbands. I mean, I think we've talked about that before, too. We have talked about such things before. Her action is literally bruh. True. There's probably, like, a recording of my bruh in there. Bruh. Bruh. Me totally not gonna type that swappable hair would lead to Yuno bald. Don't think I don't know how people are. There was a time I actually considered doing a green Yuno cosplay at Anime NYC if Kawaii was back there. R.I.P. Yeah. Well, the other thing too was that this is like a behind the scenes, not really a big thing, but I remember they talked about how Anime NYC was like changing the time of year that it was going to be happening. Oh, thank you for the bruh. Relevant, topical. But I was going to say, when Anime NYC talked about how they were changing their time of year to be like normal con season, because they'd switched to being a summer con, right? Now they're in June? Question mark? Or at least they were going to be in the following year. So at the time, management wasn't even sure if we were going to be able to make a habit of going back there ever, because the time of year changing made it less ideal. They didn't like that as much. I remember that they had mentioned that they weren't sure if we'd be able to continue working with them like that because that time of year was not ideal for specific reasons that I can't remember right now, but I remember that being a point of discussion. But yes, thank you for the $100 tip, Daniel. It says, rain singing on the rooftop, purple noises on the screen, peak Saturday afternoon. So true! We love a rainy afternoon. A nice temperature con for cosplay. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. I don't remember what it specifically was. Just that they wondered if it was going to be harder. Oh, I think it was also because we had just done Anime NYC in the fall, and then they announced it was switching to summer, and so they weren't sure if they'd be able to quickly, like, reapply and get the chance for us to be there again. I think. I don't remember. Interesting to learn this minor backstage stuff. Company is dead. Technically, we can talk about it. I just try not to go into too much of, like, the... like, really private business operations stuff. I think that's minor enough to share. I don't think that one was huge. But I think it also could have been because, like, that season was, like, pretty big for kawaii anniversaries and stuff as well. Like, big events that would be going on. If the company had continued, RIP. There would have been some pretty big events happening during that, like, season. So it would have been hard to also then juggle the con with it, but... Nah. Nah. Although we did have plans to try and market ourselves to as many, cons as possible. Like, we had a big spreadsheet that we were trying to update with, like, all of the possible conventions, that were going on throughout the course of the year to see if we could try and get spots at them. Not that that ever went anywhere, but it was something we were trying to get to happen. There were a lot of things that we tried to get to happen that just didn't. But, you know, that's the past. That's the past. And, like, honestly speaking, as much as I miss kawaii, I wouldn't have been allowed to be purple if, kawaii was still around. I would have been stuck as the green creature forever. And I've said this before, too, but... they often told me that the chances were low that they'd even let me change my hair color for new outfits. So even if I had gotten a purple outfit for 1.0, they probably wouldn't have let me change the hair color. They apparently get, like, really upset about that kind of thing. So, what a weird restriction. What's even weirder, and, like, long-time Hanaki watchers know this because of the times I talked about getting new outfits, my manager used to tell me that there was a likely chance that they wouldn't even let me get outfits outside of the, like, Japanese aesthetic. Because I was part of the Japanese girl gen, there was a pretty high chance that they were going to veto any choice that I made for like an outfit style that wasn't also like Japanese or like Taisho era or like traditional aesthetique kimono adjacent core whatever. Like there was they didn't really want to deviate from that too much. Like they wanted us to still feel Japanese. They typecasted you. They typecasted us hard. Because I had been telling my manager that I wanted to get something OGK because I really like OG inspired outfits, like cute little princely nobility type, more Victorian era, I guess. But when I had brought that up to my manager was like, that thought is really cute. However, you probably won't get it approved unless it's more Japanese aesthetic. So you'd have to go for a more Japanese aesthetic OG. And I was like, why? Why? Nobody else ever had that much of a restriction on their new outfits. And they were just like, well, you know, you guys are the Japanese gen, so they really want to try and keep you sticking to the Japanese theme. And then similar when I was talking about changing my hair color, because they were like, well, you are very green. Having the green hair is kind of part of your character brand. We want you to stay recognizable. And now I'm sitting here like looking at how some like even bigger corporate VTubers have done like complete hair color changes and they're just allowed to do that. And I'm sitting here like, well, I could have. I'm just saying, man, I could have. Crazy stuff. No racer Yuno, unless I could make it look like a Japanese racer. I don't know how that would have worked. But they really wanted it to stay Japanese as much as possible. They didn't really want any sort of deviation from that, like, vibe. So there would have been no race queen. I've talked about this before too, but my plan for a 50k outfit was going to be like a masquerade ball dress. So like a really pretty ornate ball gown with like masquerade mask. And then I talked about the OGK outfit maybe being an option for like a points outfit, because we used to have a point system in Kawaii. Remember points? Pepperidge Farm remembers. But like, I had all of these ideas for like different aesthetics and styles that I liked. But I was basically told that there was a high chance that they would say no unless I chose something that had more of like a Japanese tie to it. So I was like, okay. Okay, I guess. Ball gown Yuno literally would destroy me. I've been saying, man. And I thought it would have been like a really nice celebratory outfit. I thought it would have looked really cool, but I feel like they wanted all of Hanamizuki to keep the same look. I think they really did want us to try and stay in the Japanese theme as much as possible. I do agree with that. I do agree. It's interesting that they never really told us that, though. Like, I only found out that information when I had been talking about potential outfits to my manager, and it was because they had messaged me to be like, hey, your points are getting close to being able to afford a new outfit. And I was like, I know, I'm grinding. I really want to get this kind of outfit. And that's when we had the discussion. But, you know, find out belatedly, there's a chance they would have said no, and I was just like, well. Kind of funny how far from it Kaya ended up going. Well, that's because Kaya went back to a previous character and then just kept the name Kaya. The dragon that she is now is a character that she's had for a very long time. Like, it was her go-to persona for like a really long time. I think it makes sense that she'd want to go back to it. I remember she missed it a lot, even whilst we were still Hanamizuki. So I can't really fault her for wanting to go back. I like being Yuno, though, so when I chose to do my rebrand, I chose to just rebrand Yuno Hanaki into a color palette that I like, and also by an artist that I love. I'm very lucky that I was able to do that, and obviously very grateful to you guys for being able to make that happen, because, like, literally I probably wouldn't... Well, I don't know if I should say fully that I wouldn't be here if I didn't get the rebrand, but it probably would have been even more demotivating to try and, like, push through being green. Because, like, I liked her, but I really wanted to make changes. And initially I was thinking I was going to be stuck with just green singular outfit forever. And that I was never going to get a new outfit. And that I was just going to be stuck being green creature for all of time. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know about all that. There's a chance I might have given up and maybe done like a identity pivot to somewhere else, but I don't think I would have done it here. I think that would have been disingenuous. I probably would have just retired, you know, Hanaki, and then gone to do something elsewhere. Probably, but I don't know. You know, green with envy. That's what green probably feels now that she's stuck in the closet. The important question, go for a group-wide ball gown set, or does Kaya go nah suit so she can dance partner with Buttery and ignore you? Maybe the other two would have been okay with a ball gown set. I don't know. I feel like that's an aesthetic I kind of preferred. I don't know if Buttery had any plans for an outfit in the future. I think she probably would have gone for something more cozy and casual for her first outfit. I don't really know. I don't remember how hard she was trying to, like, actively grind for points, as far as I know. Because, like, again, my thinking was ball gown was for 50k, and then other, like, more casual, simple aesthetics were for points. Because that's kind of what management's suggested template was, too. They kind of thought that, like, bigger, more grandiose outfits were more for subscriber milestones, whereas points outfits should be a little simpler. I think if we were going to coordinate a group outfit, it probably wouldn't have been the ball gowns. It probably would have been something else. Maybe we would have had, like, matching pajamas like we did for the pajama chibis. Or, well, mine was a pajama chibi. Or maybe we would have done, like triple date wear, perhaps? Where maybe we had, like, a similar coordinated, like, date fit that was, like, more casual and cute, but it was, like, in our image colors. Maybe? If we did group-wide ball gown set, we would have had to wait until everybody hit 50k plus and then start coordinating it together, but I think if anyone was going to say F it and go nah suit, it would be me. Because we've canonically seen Yuno in both a ball gown and a suit. If we were going by the old HMZ dynamics, it would have been me in the suit, Buttery in the dress, and I guess Kaya would have been free to do whatever. It seems to be more common these days that many VTubers are survivors of misguided corporations. I wonder if that's a sign of times changing aggressively towards indie, or if it's just gross mismanagement. I personally think that Kawaii had their faults. I feel like every company does. I do think that Kawaii had several faults, and I do think that there were some things that occurred behind the scenes that impacted these faults that made it more of like a fissure that thus caused the dissolution. But I don't think that it was ever gross mismanagement. We were treated very nicely. I just think there were some choices that were made that made it kind of obvious that we were not... Okay, I have to be very careful with how I word this. I think that we were not supported in the way that we needed to be. as much as they tried to be better, honestly, I think Kawaii really did well when it came to what they did offer us compared to what some other VTuber corporations did not offer. I think that they tried really hard, but the places where they chose to support us ended up not really being what we needed for actual, like, growth and improvement. I think there were some internal expectations that were not met because it was kind of difficult to do that with what we had. And I mean, it always comes back to
dollars.
For lack of anything else, it always comes back to that kind of stuff. Didn't mean to say Kawaii is that way. All I know about them is what you've been saying in this stream. Oh yeah, no, of course. I'm just saying that, like, in my personal perspective, what I dealt with, I think, was very light compared to what some other corporations have exploded over. Like, the suits were our biggest op, all things considered. I think management fought as hard as they could for us, and they also fought really hard when they realized that the rug was being pulled to ensure that we came out of it on top as much as we could. I think that there are other agencies that did not do that for their talents, and that makes me very sad. I think that when it comes to investing in VTubers, I've mentioned this in another stream before. My thought is that I think investors, which is to say suits, don't really realize that what they are investing in is something as, like, constantly changing as entertainment. I think they still believe that investing in a VTuber agency is investing in tech. I don't think they fully understand that you're technically not investing in tech, you're investing in entertainment, and entertainment means you're going to lose a lot of money for a while until you're able to get everybody on the right footing to start earning. And then I think when that happens, you know, you don't realize that you're gonna be running in the red for a while, and some people just can't afford to keep running in the red. So things have to shut down. And then because they were in the red, their thought, instead of, like, giving the talent the IP or whatever, is, they just kind of, like, take what they can and try to make back a little bit after all of that investment. Also, I apologize. I have to go take care of something real quick. I will be right back. I apologize to leave mid-convo, but I must. So I will return shortly. Hi. I am back, sorry. The suit's got her. Oh, no. No, I'm fine. I'm all good. Hello. Anyways. I still can't get over how beautiful you are. Thank you. Thank you so much. I agree, I'm very pretty. And these are things that I would not be allowed to have if I was still corporate. So sometimes, even though I do miss the structure of kawaii, I do not fully miss it. In the end, there are some good things about freedom. Because look at how beautiful in HD I am. You don't get the same level of HD with 1.0. She was not drawn to be zoomed into. You can kind of tell when I use her. Anyways, but yeah, no, kawaii treated us very well. I just think it's the suits that, well, isn't it always? 1080p purple. She's close to 4K because you can zoom in really close to her and nothing really gets low res. Hard to believe it's been almost a year and a half since then. Oh god. I was still like reeling over the fact it had been a year. It's hard to think that it's already been close to a year and a half. That means technically I've reached the point now where I have been indie longer than I was corporate. So, that's something to think about. Ephemera already passed that point, which is also kind of sad to think about, but that does mean I have reached the point where I have been indie longer than I was corporate. Is how it is. Be how it do. Spare a pixel, ma'am. Green in the closet. I mean, I realized it earlier because I was taking a zoomed-in screenshot for something, using Orpal, and I was like, man, I remember I couldn't even really zoom in this close with green. 1.0 gets so blurry when you zoom in. Meanwhile, I can get super close with this girl, and nothing really gets pixelated in the same way. Like, look how close I can get. Is this not crazy? Nice purple background I got going on here, right? Now, if I was this zoomed in on 1.0, I would be very blurry. That's why she's so powerful. What it looked like on twitter.com when I posted my eyes on December 27th, 2025 to tease my debut. Eyes. Okay. This was silly. I need to zoom out now. The problem is that because I still have a broken mouse, it's gonna take a bit for me to zoom out. We'll be here a while. Anyway. See, I keep trying to zoom out and it's like, no, you want to zoom in? You zoom in more? And I'm like, no, please. That's not what I want. New mouse will eventually be on the docket. I just need to not be broke. Oh my god! Stop! I'm not doing this on purpose, I swear to god. This is literally just my cursor choosing to be a menace. Help. Help me. Shrink, grow, Up, down, up, down. Left, right, AB, start. The rare Yuno stream when big square. Big lady, huge lady, giant woman. The details in the iris are really nice. I love how Sumeragi draws eyes. Sumeragi Kohaku draws the most beautiful eyes on the planet. I truly love them so much. I really love how she chose to draw my eyes too. Now there's 3 colors. There used to be 2, but now there's 3. The mouse is fighting for us, increasing Gachikoi distance time. The mouse is just like, you're struggling with money, aren't you? Let's zoom in. And I'm like, it be how it do.
Aw, you tried your best. Sadly, that's still not enough. Maybe next time, though.
Matt, thank you for the $50 tip. Darn having prior engagements and needing to leave. Thank you for the gorilla. It was a very pleasant surprise. See you soon, said hopefully. That is okay. Enjoy your plans. May you have a happy, fun, good time. And thank you for the $50 tip. It is appreciated. Thank you, thank you. They're hypnotized. Well, okay, if we're talking about hypnotize, I have to actually use the thing. So my reference for these, I don't remember if I ever said, but when I sent references for the different kinds of emotes and expressions I thought would be good for 2.0, I sent a reference of Sparkle from Honkai Star Rail's eyes. Because she has a similar kind of like hypnotic thing she does with her eyes having flowers in them. Hers are Sakura though, like cherry blossom flowers. I asked for mine to be more bellflower coated. And initially when my mama drew them, the eyes were pink. Like they turned pink with this expression. Like how they do for the love eyes. Hold on. It was like this color. But like very, very pink in the back. Like my eyes were fully pink. But then I was like, no, can they be purple, please? And so she made it like a brighter purple. So now it's like a pink purple, but it's more purple than pink. But initially they were going to be very pink. And I was like, well, that is the reference. I did send you a reference with Sakura's, but I think if I stay with the pink, it'll copy Sparkle too much. And I was like, I don't want to seem like I'm copying Hoyoverse. They might kill me, so. Yeah. In this span of minutes, I've witnessed gigantism and hypnosis. I'm concerned about what this says about my algorithm. No, no, no. I promise. That doesn't usually occur on this channel. We're just a little silly here. The eyes are so good. Yeah, I really like the hypnotic eyes too. All the little expressions are very good. She really did such a good job. I'm happy about it. And the thing is, I didn't mention how many expressions I wanted. I just kind of threw a bunch of references for like whatever in the folder. When she asked if I had references, I was like, here's some examples. You don't have to use all of them. And then she was like, use all of them? And that's why I have so many expressions now. That was not my intention. I didn't intend to have all of them available. But Mama was like, oh, these are all in the folder? Okay. So you want this many? And I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. I specifically, when she asked for feedback on them, I was like, I like these. Thank you for choosing to use all of the references, because I didn't expect that. But it made me very happy. Mama went all out. She really did. I'm so grateful. She was so kind to me. She was so kind throughout this whole process, man. I'm so grateful to her. And, you know, favorite artist ever in the whole wide world. So the fact that she was willing to be this nice to me, I was like, whoa, I'm so happy. Because honestly, I didn't know how many expressions I was going to get when I requested the model. I was just like, I want expressions. I want toggles. So I like asked to have some. And like I sent the reference of 1.0 and how many 1.0 had, but this is still more than 1.0 had. So I was like, whoa. Almost like she's watched you or something. That would be kind of crazy. Big if true. I think she started watching me after I debuted 2.0, however, because she was there for a handful of other streams, and she was also there for my birthday. So I think she does try to go out of her way to watch me sometimes. But I stream in JP mornings, so at my normal time anyway, I stream JP mornings. I don't know how often she's able to catch me in the mornings. If I switch to streaming in Onigashima mornings, then she might be more likely to catch me because I'd be streaming during like prime time hours in Japan. But I don't necessarily want to switch to doing all mornings. It wouldn't be terrible to do, especially because I do tend to get up in the mornings pretty easily, but I feel like that would be harder for people to watch. So I'm still kind of sticking to like afternoon, evening, Onigashima time. But she watches a little bit. I think she's very proud of her work, so she gets excited whenever there's like a celebratory event happening. Nothing wrong with an odd morning stream here or there. Don't worry, we won't be going back to the 6 a.m. time slot if I do start doing morning streams. No 6 a.m.s. Even if that would mean you'd get more time. I think the earliest I would probably do is like 8 a.m. If. Big if. Because I don't necessarily know how likely that would be to occur. I'd be excited about my daughter too if I had one. And this is where I'd showcase my daughter. If I had one! Dinkelberg. I am still her only daughter, so I do think there is a little bit of a preference bias over there as well. I am the sole daughter in a sea of brothers who all stream during the same kind of time frame. Like, all of my currently active siblings stream during JP prime time, which, you know, makes sense. They probably all have other jobs, and so they can only stream during the nighttime. But that means that she has, like, 3 children that she has to try and juggle her time with in the mornings, and then I'm the lone morning child. And also the lone daughter, so I'm like, hello. Hello, I'm very much, the odd one out There can only be one. Honestly, I think I would sob in joy if I ended up getting a sister. Because it'd probably be so pretty. I am proof of concept that my mama can make VTuber daughters, so I really hope that if more daughters appear, they'll be like, yippee. Gets a sister, it's Kaya. I don't think Kaya would get a Sumeragi model. She has talked about maybe getting, I don't know if I can fully say this, but she's talked about, like, maybe getting a model done by a different artist at some point. Not anytime soon, though, obviously, because she's so freaking busy. She doesn't really have time for anything else right now. But she's talked about, like, looking into other artists before. I don't think it would be Sumeragi, though. A sister you could gush over Mama's designs with if they speak enough English or are willing to deal with my baby Japanese. Because that's the other downside, is that, like, 2 of my brothers only speak Japanese. One brother can speak a little English. I believe he confirmed that he studied abroad in New York for a while. So he knows a decent amount of English. Whenever English chatters happen upon his stream, he's able to answer them pretty well. But still primarily speaks Japanese, though, and is primarily, like, a Japanese VTuber. So not only am I a anomaly because of being daughter and because of being morning streamer, I'm also the English child. So I'm, like, very much an anomaly. If I got a sister, there's a high chance that they would be JP. She talked about reaching out to Kaya's mama for a ninja update. Oh yeah, I remember she talked about that, yeah. True, true, true. When I was talking to her about other artists, I think it was when she was talking about Dragon. Not for ninja. That's nice, yeah. His English is honestly pretty good. It's pretty good from what I've heard of it. Being a VTuber mama sounds like the ultimate joy. It kind of depends. I think there's, like, differences between how they do it in Japan and, like, other places versus how it can sometimes be done in the West. It's not like... it really depends on the artist, because going back to talking a little about what has happened in Kawaii, there was an epidemic of the artists that Kawaii would choose to create their VTubers, basically creating the VTuber, creating the key visual, and then getting the fuck out of Dodge. Very few of the VTuber mamas in Kawaii super supported their kids. It would just be like, here you go, and now I will never watch you or support you ever. Which isn't really a big deal, because, like, we were English-speaking VTubers. You can't necessarily expect people who don't speak English to, like, watch an English-speaking content creator, right? But it would then get kind of hard, from what I heard. This is just, like, stuff I've heard. It can be difficult to, like, go back to them to, like, get like, additional stuff done. Like, if you wanted to get, like, new outfits or whatever. So that's why you have some cases where when girls in Kawaii got new stuff, it would be drawn by different people, or it would be, like, handled by different artists entirely that just tried to mimic the original style, because some girls' mamas got, like, too busy or just never really could fit the Kawaii commissions into their schedule for XYZ reason. So a lot of us were abandoned. In my case, I don't remember if there was anybody else who had this problem, but my mama never even followed me back when I was in Kawaii. I interacted with them, and I, like, literally did directly at them in my introduction post, and they didn't even retweet it. They retweeted like one random tweet about Hanamizuki coming, and then they said nothing else about me ever. So I don't think anyone even realized that they were promoting a VTuber that they drew. Which I still think is kind of funny to this day. So I kind of had this feeling really early on that it was going to be very difficult to work with my mama ever again if I wanted to get like outfit stuff or like updates or whatever, which really is a shame because I liked their art style a lot, but it is what it is. I was their first and only daughter from what I can tell, and they just didn't really like talk about me ever. And there isn't really an expectation to do that. Like, I think usually they will like tweet like one, I designed this VTuber, and then they're kind of done with it, but I feel like I got like even more of a bare minimum. This wasn't the case for every girl in Kawaii. Like, I remember Kohaku's mama was very supportive and would like draw a lot of fan art of her. Which is awesome. I remember a lot of us were just like, man, that's nice. But it was kind of like, we all kind of knew that we were abandoned though. She just went to get milk, might come back soon. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I remember it was quite difficult sometimes to get the mamas to come back to do stuff. And like, there were a lot of cases where we were like, oh, well, you know, we want our mamas to do the art for our birthday merch, or to like draw XYZ thing for us for like a cover or whatever. And management would be like, probably not. Probably won't happen.
Cute. Do better.
Josh Knowles, thank you for the $20 tip. Money for Oni, always happy to hear from you. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Very, very much. Thank you. Where was I? Management burning all the artist pages. No! They did their best. They did their best. I think it's mostly just like availability stuff a lot of the time. Like certain artists ended up getting really popular because they had like other jobs on their plate or whatever. So it became harder to like get to like be prioritized for schedule stuff from what I remember. And then, again, there was also, like, occasional cases of just, like, it didn't really seem like they were very enthused. Management did the best that they could when it came to, like, handling commissions and stuff, but the way you handle commissions in Japan is, like, very strict in a lot of ways, and, like, certain mamas also had very specific visions when it came to designing VTubers for Kawaii. That made it a little bit difficult to like work with them sometimes too, for various reasons. Like certain artists could be very particular about the vision that they had, and whenever a request for revisions came in, they would get kind of frustrated. Apparently revisions just aren't super commonly asked for like in repetition in Japan, which is interesting. I feel like it's very different in the West where you're like very particular about what you want until you get it right. Really? Yeah. Because I would remember whenever it came to doing commissions for song covers or like for art that I needed for projects, Sora would always tell me to be very clear about what I wanted, or as best as I could from the get-go, and to make sure that we wouldn't have to do too many revisions with pieces, because certain artists would like get really angry if you had to do too many fixes. Very inspirational title, I guess. Thank you. I I didn't know what to do for stream, so here I am. There's only so much management could do when the artists are A, busy, and B, not super interested either, given, for example, you not even being followed. Yeah, in the end, you can't really make an artist do something. But yeah, it was always kind of interesting to see how the balance would go, with back and forth commissioning. The title made me click, so it's a solid choice. Well, good. I'm glad you're here. Hope you enjoy your stay. But yeah, no, I do know for a fact that Sumeragi is more willing to work with talents. I guess we are still talents, technically. Is still willing to work with their children for projects. Because I know her most popular kid, Kolga, he usually will commission her for, like, new key visuals and new illustrations for a lot of merch for stuff that he releases, and he's also commissioned her to do art for covers that he's put out. So, technically speaking, if I ever wanted to get more Sumeragi art for a song cover, I could, at least I think, I could reach out to Sumeragi, again, my mama, and see if she would be willing to draw for that. But I know that's not the case for, like, every artist. Especially when it comes to, like, Japanese artists. Take a sip of water. Bleh, mama, I need art to wit or something. No, I'd be more mature about it. Oh, thank you for the stretch. I'd be more mature about it if I were to ask, but it do be something I have in mind when it comes to working on projects. Though I guess, pivoting back to content discussion. I've been doing a lot of thinking about how I want to approach stuff going forward. So we might be seeing some changes around here again. And I apologize, but I think it might be something I need to do in order to accomplish what I want. And I think it might be good to try, because all I can do is try, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Yeah, that is literally what my brain sounds like when I think about Sumeragi Kohaku. You're not wrong. 48-hour yap marathons. God, I would die. So, nothing is set in stone right now, but I have gone back to thinking about, not starting a cult! Yamero! I'm thinking about making a second YouTube channel again. I know I have said that making a second channel might not really impact anything for me when it comes to, like, YouTube stuff, like, especially monetization stuff. Blit. But I do really think that I want to focus on edited videos, and I can't really do that on this channel. This being the YouTube channel. Sorry, Twitch, this isn't particularly relevant to you. So I'm thinking about making a second YouTube channel dedicated to the more, like, experimental and kind of more, like, edited down, like, shorter-ish, bite-sized things. I want to do a lot of video essays. I want to just kind of ramble about stuff. I want to have, like, edited form content, because I've been starting to think that I'm not that good at streaming. I'm not fishing for compliments. Please, just understand I'm venting out my thoughts right now. Please, don't freak out. Please. Please don't freak out. Let me talk. So, like, what I am thinking is... I feel like if I script content more often, and I have it, like, edited down in a way that feels more cohesive to me, and also hopefully to an audience, I'm hoping that I will be able to get certain points across more clearly. And not that I am not articulate. I'm freaking out. Stop!
Don't do that. I told you not to.
Not that I don't think my streams are coherent. It's just sometimes when you are live, there's pressure to fill dead air, and there's pressure to be as interesting as you can be when people come in, because otherwise they will leave and you'll end up being like, no, wait, come back. I promise I'm more interesting. So like, my thought right now anyway is I have a lot of things I do want to talk about that I feel like would be better in essay format, and I want to do that. And that's kind of the content that I always gravitate towards. I have said things like this before when it comes to my intentions of eventually pivoting to more edited videos, but I like watching edited videos. I like watching 3 or 4 hour long video essays of like heavily edited and like well researched and well articulated points, even if it's about stuff I've never once cared about before. I will watch it on practically anything just because I find the format entertaining, and it's nice to have white noise while I do other stuff. And I think that I could probably shine pretty well in that kind of thing. I have found that I really miss writing, like, research essays, actually. I had to do a lot of, like, paper writing in school, because I went to school for writing. So, you know, I went to school for writing, and so I had to write a lot of papers. And when I wrote a lot of papers, I had a lot of fun with it. And I kind of miss doing stuff where I could, like, do research on, certain subjects, or being able to like analyze a book or a movie or a whatever and like articulate my thoughts on it. And I just think that would be something that'd be kind of fun to get back into. And as we have discussed, like going back to how we were talking about how the YouTube algorithm has been so fucking weird these days and how it keeps changing what it favors and all of that stuff, variety channels are dying. Variety channels are dying, and I think that if I had a concentrated space that was dedicated purely to edited videos of kind of whatever, but also sometimes it wouldn't be super edited, and it would just be like, you know, Hanaki think pieces where I'm just kind of like venting in like a video journal format. I think that that could really work well for me. And in an ideal world, right, my forward thinking is if that channel does well and can reach monetization and I can properly monetize it, I can then retroactively come back to this channel, monetize it, and then I'd have 2 revenue streams on top of Twitch. And on top of Patreon. And Patreon would also be able to get some more benefits too, because you'd probably get to see behind the scenes stuff. And you could maybe see like exclusive members content. And I could do the fun YouTuber thing where I put your name in the credits at the end of the video. And it's like, it's thanks to you guys that I'm able to make this kind of stuff. I could be real YouTuber-y. And like, I shied away from it after my issues with monetization on this channel because I was told that it might not really work. Like, there might not really be a point to it because it's related to me that the monetization keeps failing. But I kind of just want to see if there's a chance that that's wrong. So I want to try because ultimately a lot of the things I've been thinking about, I've been doing a lot of like career analysis of myself on top of the like mental brain hell analysis. I already kind of know that I thrive in environments where I have more control over what I'm doing, and I can like do it at the pace that I set, and I can do it in the way that I like, and like have my own way of doing it. And that's basically what being a YouTuber is. It's being able to control it and set your own schedule and set your own workflow and not have to answer to anybody else. So I want to try doing that with another channel and then have it actually be dedicated to the essays, which would probably mean when I start it, I'd re-upload my... maybe re-upload my Hanakare essay and re-upload my Bustafellows essay. Although I'm thinking instead of full re-uploading, maybe I will just revamp them now that I've actually finished both games. So you'd get a long... 2 long videos, actually, about both games that might have slight more spoilers. Not too many, because that's still bad. But I can make them longer, and I could have them be more filled out by talking about all the characters instead of just general overviews. And then I could also talk about other stuff. Like, for example, this past... when did we watch them? Earlier this week? Yeah, earlier this week, I think. I think we did it on Monday. Yeah. This past week, basically, me and Hitomi watched all of the Twilight films. All of them. In the course of a day, we watched all of them. I'm pretty sure we did that on Monday. I think. Yeah. So I thought it would be fun to make a video essay about what it's like to experience the Twilight movies in 2026. Especially because I came at it from the angle of someone who read the books, but like forever ago when they were first coming out. And then Hitomi was watching the movies as someone who never read the books or watched the movies while Twilight was big. We just decided to watch them because another video reviewer that we like watching, movie reviewer, I guess I should say, watched them, and it made her curious about it. So I was like, I think it'd be kind of fun to talk about it as like something that's like new to experience in 2026 and offer like a different perspective as somebody who like watches it so long after the fact, you know what I mean? Though I guess it might be kind of a tired topic. Gotcha to the State of Variety channel sounds interesting to that Twilight essay. But I really do think that because Variety's kind of dying, it's kind of hard to keep everything on one channel anymore. And while this channel is, this being my YouTube, is like the biggest platform that I have, and was technically built on Variety, it's kind of dead in a way. Not like dead, because I still get views. Just not a lot. But I think the algorithm has a tendency nowadays, I watched a video essay on this too. The algorithm has a tendency these days to favor people's smaller channels because smaller channels are way less curated in like the super intense way. So people are more likely to upload over there because you can be a little bit more freeform, a little bit more loosey-goosey with your formatting and like what you cover. And so YouTube tends to favor those algorithms because they push more often, because they're uploading more, and it's easier to target the niche that you're wanting to target because you kind of know now what you want with the second, when you're making the second channel, you kind of know what works for you. And you can kind of like curate the experience just for that. Technically speaking, if you really want to survive on YouTube, you need to have like 6 channels, each dedicated to one specific niche, and then monetize all of them. But, you know, heblit. That's a lot of maintenance work to do when you're just one guy. So, you know, that is why I have been having this thought. It's not fully set in stone. I'm just kind of trying to explain my thought process. But this is something I've always wanted to do. I always kind of wanted to be a edited content gal. I still have dreams of like the alternate universe where I decided to start like vlogging like a cozy vlogger where it was like day in my life as a so-and-so, and I would like vlog around my house while I'm doing household chores and like having all of that like comfy sorta nonsense. I don't know how else to word it. I don't know if that would necessarily ever happen on the second channel, but there's always a chance. I don't know, man. World's big. Time is bigger. Things can change over time. That's the funny thing about it. But like, I would have to figure out a way that I could do it that wouldn't actually show too much of me. But the thought has occurred. I love cozy vlogs. I love like comfy home vlog content stuff. So there would always be a chance that I might try to figure out a way to do it as a VTuber. And then on top of that, you know, the essays and the, like, just that kind of stuff. And, like, maybe that would also be where some shorts go based off of the videos. Who's to say? And then I think this channel would primarily be where I stream from. And the stuff that gets uploaded here is, like, streams and stream-related clips. And I don't know. Maybe covers would still go here, or they would go on the other channel. I don't know. It's just, I've been really thinking about it, and I'm really leaning towards, yes, second channel. I just don't know if or when. Though, to those of you that suggested names, I'm pretty sure I'm already going to call it Yuno to reference the old series that I did, where I would take notes and analyze games that I played on the channel, and then I would have PowerPoints about it, you know? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna just call it Yuno. Cozy little homage. And especially because it would also be kind of serving as a video diary as well if I go into the vlog format. I think the idea of calling it the notebook would imply that it's like journal entries too, on top of the like note-taking that I do on media. People are getting denied membership opening if they have any content ID'd content on their channel now, apparently. It's not any. It's happening mostly to cover artists, from what I've seen, like people who primarily post music covers. It's causing some people to get denied. I don't think it's any content ID. YouTube is very strange about content ID. Especially because they go out of their way to be like, oh, it's not a strike, it's not actually a problem, it's just that it's getting monetized by someone else. That said, it's happening to cover artists because that's exactly what Content ID does, you know? Like, it starts monetizing it on behalf of the rights holder, and then even if you get, like, a custom instrumental, you still run the risk of it getting Content ID'd because you're using the same lyrics or the same bass melody. It's just that sometimes that can be monetized. Not always. But yeah, I've heard things about Content ID getting icky, yucky, gross. And like, JP music companies were not able to reach an agreement with X, Twitter, lately because of stuff. So now you can't even post like song covers on Twitter because they're going to bonk you if you do. So there's been cases of a lot of Utaite, like, taking all of their video previews of their covers down because otherwise they could get bonked for copyright. I believe it was confirmed that that doesn't fully apply to Western creators. It's specifically like a Japan thing, but there's always a chance it could start applying to Western creators. So now everybody has to be careful. It's a weird time to be a cover artist right now, so RIP to all the people that are, like, primarily V-singers. Tough, tough world. But, you know, there are other ways that you can monetize music if a person is willing to do so. Just gotta do that. Also, you guys want to say hi to Hitomi? She wants to say hi. I wanted to wrap up my current top thread of conversation before I asked. Twix! Yeah, I guess that's what it's called. Okay. Well, she's not here yet, but she was asking if she could pop into the VC for a second, so I will pop into the VC for a second. Where the fricky? Okay, I have to turn the folder on for her. Wait, hold on. Are my Fugi settings right? Because I changed them the other day. Oh, wrong page. No, I think I'm fine then. Okay. She's not here yet. Stop saying hi. Where is the meow meow? This is the arc we get a Hitomi channel too? I don't think so. I don't think Hitomi's planning to make a channel. Well, I mean, technically she does have a YouTube channel for Hitomi, but she uses it for modding rather than for, content creation. Same with Twitch. I don't think she's planning to make content on it. She has the official Yuno Hanaki fan Twitter. I mean, I guess. Oh my god, again? Sorry. She said that she needs a second. I guess it's a story that she can tell you when she finally gets in here, but again? She has a wasp in her room that she's trying to get out of her room. Scary. Freaking wasp, man. Fan bullying Twitter. True. Literally, anytime I see her use that account, it's while she's screen sharing something to me, and then I literally watch her open it up, switch to it, and then start writing the tweet. And I'm like, why do you have to show me you writing the tweet of you roasting my ass? You could literally not do that. She has never once used it at a time where I am not looking at it. Makes it sting more. I know! What the hecky? She is so mean to me, why? Top 10 bands on Yuno Hanaki channel of April 26. I guess she could. Granted, I do most of the moderating around here, hands on my hips. But that's because I stream when she's not here, so... When I have one mod, but I always stream when she's working. Listen. It's because I don't really need to do that much moderation around here. Usually it is stuff I can handle myself. I just don't really like to because I want to be able to focus on streaming. Luckily, you guys usually behave, so I haven't really had a problem. The keyword is usually. Sometimes, there are problem children, but it's not usually, like, you guys that are the problem children. It's other people who are the problem children. It's the new people that come in, and then they are problem children, and I'm like, hey, don't do that. Time to freak out. I'm freaking it! I'm losing it! The problem children are newcomers. Yeah, newcomers or people who just don't want to listen after I offer a second chance. Or even a third chance in some cases. Keep on having a good time and a great stream. Thank you for stopping in. Have a good rest of your day. I probably won't stream for too much longer. I'll let Hitomi come in and say her hello. And then probably end not long after that. Who? Who? What are you doing here? Hi, Kaya. You haven't been around in a while. Who? No, you don't have to say goodbye yet. I'm not ending yet. Oomst? Oozmst? Thank you for the posture check. My posture, I was a little bit hunched. I am fixing. Slacking off with work. I love that for you. You deserve to take breaks. Speaking of problem children, I'm glad I could wake up before you ended. I'm glad too. Happy to see you. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome. Glad you can hang out for a little. Never mind. Yeah, undo it. Undo it right now. I'm here for a little bit longer. Yippee, whoopee, yippee, whoopee. Have you started playing the Adventure Time DLC yet? I played it off stream with Hitomi. I'm sorry. We played it off stream. Honestly, if we had streamed it, I don't really know if it would have been super entertaining anyway, because a lot of it was just references to Adventure Time stuff that we didn't get, so we were both just kind of sitting there while we were playing like, huh. This is probably a deep cut that applies to something related to the show. We just don't know it. I have never watched any Adventure Time. I think Hitomi has watched, like, a couple of episodes. I've never watched any at all. Which I know is crazy, because it kind of seems like, in some ways, it could be quite Yuno core, but I never watched it. Enjoyed the DLC, though. The levels were kind of fun, though the last one was very much a pain in the ass. Because it was very big, and for some reason they were, like, allergic to giving us better cleaning tools, so... meh. But yeah, we played it off stream. It wasn't bad. Have you seen Mouse PI for Hire? I have been wanting to play Mouse PI for Hire. I've applied for a key to play it via Keymailer, and they never replied to me, but God, do I want one. Please give it to me. Please give it to me. I want to play it. It looks so fun. Let me be the mouse. I can't afford to buy games right now because I'm literally broker than broke, so I can't buy it. Therefore, I'm like, please code. Please give code me. We'll see if anything comes of it, but probably not. I think I'm too small. Only seen a random episode here and there and thought it was decent, never got around to watching it fully. That's very fair. I think I've seen clips of Adventure Time. I've never watched the actual show beyond, like, a handful of clips. And, you know, I was on Tumblr. I saw people post the gift sets. I was there for some of the eras and, like, watching people go through it in that way, but I never watched it myself. Please, Buno code give, play want to. Literally me. I'm just like, give code me. Me play game. Beep boop bop beep. Did you hear back about the job yet? Nope. Chat bullied me into checking in with them on Monday, so I will check in with them on Monday to see if everything is still going well. I haven't heard anything this week, though. As of yesterday, it would have been a week since I had the interview, so checking in on Monday seems like the smart thing to do, allegedly. So we'll see. Adventure Time came out just as I was leaving Cartoon Network for anime. That's fair. That's fair. Can I offer a tarot reading for Mouse PI? Can I just... I don't know what you want from me, but I will do anything for Mouse PI. Maybe not anything, but it does seem like a really fun game, and I think I'd like playing it. I want it. So I'm sad I don't have it, but, you know, it's fine. It's okay. I have to prioritize, bills and, other such shenanigananery. Can't really worry about games right now. I have to survive this month before I can care about games. Okay, I got you. I will add your poll. Did you fight the wasp? Did you win? They can't hear you yet, sorry. Let me fix it. Okay, they can hear you now.
Hi guys, how's it going?
You speak up a little, you're so small.
Hi guys, how's it going?
There you go. Don't mind me. Someone redeemed the request a poll, so I have to write out poll answers. But hi, Hitomi.
Okay.
How are you? How was work?
Work was good.
Work was good.
It was fine.
That's good.
But yeah, chat, there was a wasp stuck in the storm door to my house. I don't know how it got in there. But I didn't want to be the reason it got out.
Scale
You know, I don't know what it is about moms and their mom aura, but I literally heard her go, "Get out!" and it flew out of the storm door.
That's kind of crazy. Get out!
Walsh just like, "Oh, jeez, okay."
Oh, okay, shit. Fuck. Alright, damn. Well, that's good. I'm glad it's finally out. Do you think it was the same wasp from a couple days ago?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, so it's a second other wasp. You guys might have a nest near the house.
I don't like that idea.
Might need to get an exterminator or something. I don't know what you do to get rid of wasps.
Pray?
Pray? Ask very nicely for them to not. Man, a second wasp is at the house. Too real. They follow the pheromone path. Uh-oh. Hitomi, your pheromones. They're attracting the waspsies.
No. Don't like that.
No. Hire a bear to get rid of the wasps, and then hire a ranger to get rid of the bear. Okay. Yeah, that's a logical path. Very logical, very fair.
Yeah, I don't know actually what happened to the one that ended up in my room. Because, like, I just sort of, like, stayed outside my room for a couple of hours and it was gone. Just prayed that it went out the same way it came in.
Fair enough. Saw a video of two people trying to get rid of a wasp nest. The guy was going to knock down the wasp nest and then hide in a trash can to avoid the swarm. When he knocked down the nest, it went straight into the trash can he was in. Yeah, no, they're really good at tracking. Once they decide that you are the enemy, they will track you down. There was this video that I saw on my For You page at some point. I think it was on Twitter. I don't remember. But it was someone taking a video of like a bunch of wasps like flying around a nest in like a defensive formation, I guess. And they were like filming it and looking at it like, oh wow, look at the way that this looks like a glowing like wave of light. Isn't that fascinating? And someone who actually like studied bugs quote retweeted it and was like, if you see this, you're supposed to be running and you were not running fast enough. You are supposed to be mid-running, away, and running.
Oh my god.
So, RIP to the person who took that video, I guess. OP's fucking dead. You're apparently not supposed to be taking video that close if they're making that formation.
That reminds me of like this one short that I watched where this person was just like, oh, look at this cool jellyfish I found. And then like a marine biologist like duetted it and was just like, that's a man of war. That's like the most poisonous creature in the ocean.
Oh no.
And it was like casually coiling on this dude's hand.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that brother gone.
That brother is dead. He died for science. I mean, one could say that.
Yeah, indeed.
People do the same with blue-ringed octopuses. Oh dear.
Oh yeah, I've seen those before.
Scary.
Oh. They're like small and pretty, so you don't think that they're awful, but the blue actually means they're bad. That's nature for bad.
That's nature for bad. Very true.
Does that mean I'm poisonous, actually?
Well, I mean, blue fire is considered the hottest color for fire, so you're definitely like one of the hotter Damadachis.
Hey, chat, I'm hot.
Oh god, stop.
You know, that reminds me, I actually had a thought at work today. Since we're flaming balls of fire...
Yeah.
Does that mean we smell like sulfur? And if so, does that mean we smell like farts?
Well, I mean... I never really thought about what you smell like. I can't say that's something I've really put thought into.
Yeah. How do you think we smell, you guys? Run a new poll.
What the hell would be the poll options? Good? Question mark? Farts? Question mark? We can smell like whatever Yuno wants. Again, not really something I've thought about.
Nothing of dying plants, that's how we get a will-o-wisp. Oh, okay.
Methane
like
of
a
dying
cannon
plants.
thing?
Does that smell like farts, though?
Methane? No, I don't think so.
We probably smell like chocolate. Are you assuming I want chocolate right now? Fair thing to assume. I usually want chocolate.
Chocolate sounds good right about now.
Methane
Honestly, I'll be
technically
really
doesn't
good.
smell. They add stuff to it. I see.
Oh, that's right! I forgot about that! They purposefully add a smell to methane so that you know if there's a leak.
depends on the color. We got copper green, potassium purple, magnesium white, sodium orange, and coal. That's true. And then I guess whatever Hitomi smells like being blue. Maybe you're sulfur. Maybe you're the only one that stinks. You are in a trash can right now. Stinky. Raw sewage. Ugh. No.
Ew. Stinky. I'm stinky.
It's true. Just cat things.
Yeah, just kitty cat things.
Why are you talking so quiet? I have you turned up to like 150.
I don't know. Do you think my microphone is dying again?
I don't know. I guess when you talk quieter, you're coming through quieter, though. Like, you keep hitting yellow when I look at it on OBS, but sometimes when you talk quieter, it's, like, barely, like, in the greens, so it's real quiet.
Is this better?
Yes, because you're still in the yellow.
I keep forgetting that this microphone, I have to, like, actually be facing it at all times.
You're supposed to be facing your microphone at all times whenever you're using it. That's kind of how microphones work.
Yes, but I have it off, like, to the side of my you know what?
You can't have it off to the side. It has to be pointing at your mouth in order for the sound to be clearer. It's also supposed to be very close to your face.
But it is close to my face. It's literally pressing up against my cheek.
But that's not your mouth! It needs to be close to your mouth!
My arm doesn't allow me to put it in front of my mouth.
Well, get a new arm. Sorry to say. Listen, I had to go through a boot camp when I had my audio fixed for streaming. She had to coach me about where I needed to be for speaking. And I technically also do not follow the advice. My microphone does point at me more than it used to. I also was the kind of person who would just leave it off to the side, but now whenever I talk, I do try to talk towards it so that my voice comes through clearer. You can tell on the days where I'm more lazy and it's not pointing at me that my quality gets a little bit bleh.
Oh, I see.
Attach it to your voice box for optimal results. So true. Attach it to, like, your neck, so that way when your vocal cords vibrate, it picks up perfectly.
It's just like going.
Well, when they vibrate, they don't actually vibrate. Not in a shaky way. It's just that you'll hear the sound, but it'll be like...
like low and...
Get a new arm. Ha ha ha. Get it? Because I wear Geta?
Oh, yeah.
We have fun here.
We have fun here.
Yeah.
By the way, for anybody who is following my shenanigans on X, I gave a Kyoto ticket to Tomodachi Yuno yesterday, and now I have pictures of her in a kimono.
And the kimono is green and purple!
It was perfect!
I was so shocked. I was like, wow, she's going on a solo trip again. I feel kind of bad. And I got really excited by how pretty she looked. The whole time I was like, she's so cute.
I hope we get that kimono in store so I can actually just give it to her.
Yeah, she kind of needs to have, like, the whole set and just wear it all the time. That would be the most accurate. It was very pretty.
I've been having too much fun with Tomodachi Life.
It's been fun to watch. I don't have the game. I don't know if it'd be a game I'd enjoy actively playing, so I've just been watching other people play it.
I actually have gotten better as an artist because of this stupid game, because I wanted to get the hair right on the characters that I imported.
A lot of people have been going through, like, art boot camps. Like, the other VTubers that I've seen playing it have all, like, watched the tutorials to figure out how to draw better hair and eyes and stuff so that they can more accurately represent their friends in the game.
Still kind of sad that the customization system isn't just the similar one from Utopia, but being able to directly draw on the Miis is still pretty good too, so I guess it's like tit for tat.
Yeah, makes sense.
But with the Miitopia customization, you could like designate a stamp as being a certain part of the face. So like, for example, you could be like, this stamp is part of an eye. So if it's part of an eye, that means when the Mii blinks, it'll collapse.
Oh.
But in Tomodachi Life, you know, you can't do that, because if you draw on the eyes, they just stop blinking. It's very unnerving.
Yeah.
I kind of like the restrictions of Utopia. They stopped looking like Miis. Oh, you know what? That's fair. Especially when people went really crazy with the stamps.
True.
But yeah, anyway, how's everybody doing?
Everyone's been doing good. We've just been chatting about random stuff. Screaming as per usual. True. We be screaming.
Guys, if you fill the bar, something good will happen.
What are you?
I'll stick, you know,
Huh?
in IKEA again.
No.
Huh?
Not IKEA. Anything but IKEA.
Doodle while you know Yap Saturdays. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is indeed what's happening right now. And also, guys, surprise, and also spoilers, I will be streaming tomorrow. Also as well. Whoa, crazy.
Yippee!
You know, Hanaki on a Sunday. It'll be Oni-san. Can you believe it? Whoa.
Oni-san! Like the third in history.
And just for fun, I'll even turn up maximum brightness on the model. So she'll truly be the sun.
Oh.
Whoa, crazy! So true. Congrats on the 25 stream streak! Is she really back? Oni-san! Yeah, Oni-san. She'll be there and she will be sunny. Probably no Onimon 100 yet, though. I'm being very slow and purposeful with the streaming thing. This is gonna be my first time streaming twice in a row in a hot minute, so I need to make sure I don't explode.
Gotta get your voice used to it again.
That too. My voice gets a little sore after 2 hours of yapping now. It's not too bad. I've got water, so I'm okay, but
That's good.
taking it slow. Doing my best. Oh, thanks for hydrate. I sip. TLDR new channel. Yes. Soonish, maybe. Probably, more than likely. It's like a 70% chance of occurring.
We should just make the first video an expansion on the Defense of Limbo Fitzgerald video.
Well, I was already telling them that I was thinking some of the first videos would be expansions for both Hanakade and Bustafellows too, because now I've actually finished them.
Yes,
Although I'd have to probably replay Hanakare because it's been a hot minute since I've played through the good endings. I played through the bad endings a couple weeks ago to finally get the 100%.
And they were very depressing.
They were very depressing. So I was thinking that it would be good to revisit the game in full to have a better essay done for it, and then also revisit Bust of Fellows 2 to have a more long-form essay. And then there will be other essays on other things, and maybe like video diary type things, and maybe vlogs. I don't know. I'm into vlogs. I like watching people vlog, so I've always kind of been like, maybe I should vlog, but I don't know how I would do it as a VTuber. So that one's probably like more on the back burner as an idea, but I was thinking about just having like rambly type video journal entries as a thing. Little baby stuff. That's at least the thought right now. It's like 70% likely to happen. I just don't know when yet. Because, you know, making long-form content still takes time, so...
That's true. Will we be allowed to do spoilers in the Bust of Fellows 2 video?
Technically, yes, because this new version would not be sponsored.
Cool.
I would have to be really careful. Like, technically, spoiling visual novels is a bummer because the whole point of it is experiencing the story, so I don't think I would have too many spoilers. But we could talk a little bit more about things in the routes than we could in the first one.
I just want to be a moment where we point at you-know-who and go, I fucking hate this guy, and that's it.
I knew it! We have, like, very civil, like, nice discussions about all of the actual romantic routes, and then we get to the part where we're talking about the final chapter, like, the, like, ending of the actual story portion, and then we're just pointing at him, and it's just like, this fucking guy. Or, sorry, it'll have to be censored, so this beep guy.
They're just there's a certain character that just
Yeah, it's exactly like that. There's like normal me going like and then there's a little gremlin, you know, going I hate that guy. But yeah, I don't know. I've always kind of wanted to make edited content. That's kind of been the dream for longer than VTubing was ever the dream. And so I feel like I should just bite the bullet and try it. See where it goes. See where it takes me, you know? Really lock in on trying it out. If it goes good,
yeah.
Great. If it doesn't, I at least tried.
Exactly. As I say to a lot of people when they're unsure if they want to do something or not, if you try something, you have a 50% chance of succeeding or failing. But if you don't try it, then it's a 100% chance of failing because you never tried it.
Yeah, she says that to me a lot, and I'm always just like, can you not do that to me, please? I hate that you're right.
It's how I motivate myself to try stuff too, because I'm a big baby. As you all know by the fact that I refuse to go near a wasp.
I mean, to be fair, wasps are actually dangerous. You're not technically in the wrong for that. They're scary.
And bugs are stupid. They refuse to go in the way that is actually outside to them. I opened the door and I was like, "You're free, little one." And they were like, "No, I'm going to crawl deeper into the storm area." And I'm like, well, fuck. Fuck me, I guess.
Bugs are a little silly.
Yes, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Good shit.
Worst part is the noise. That's true. I hate the sound of bugs buzzing. Gives me such an ick.
Yeah, when I had the wasp stuck in my room, it kept shoving itself into the light, so it was like resonating throughout the whole room.
Oh no. There was one time when there was a fly in the house, and the fly in the house, like, how do I articulate this? The fly in the house, managed to come to the upstairs, which is where all of our, like, primary living space is. And for some reason, it managed to get right into the cup of my headphones right when I was putting them on. So guess who had right in my ear?
Oh, God.
I wanted to die. I threw my headphones off of my head. And you know, the fly came out and, like, flew away. And I was just like, you asshole. How dare you?
You know,
So
funny
sick and
enough, that
twisted.
comment, you know, the, you never want to find out the hard way if you're allergic or not, reminded me of a story about, one of my former neighbors. She was, like, outside painting a shed or something like that, and she got stung by a bee. And she, like, very casually walked over to our house and was like, just so you know, this is my first time being stung by a bee. I didn't think I was allergic, but I don't feel so good. So I think you should call 911. And she, like, and we, like, let her come in, and she laid down on our couch and just went, "Bleh." Like, she broke out in hives and stuff, and we were like, yeah, I think 911's a good idea.
Yeah, I think I might have told you guys this story, but I knew that Onimama was allergic to bees and, like, bee stings because I saw her step on a bee when she was trying to set up a water sprinkler for me during the summer when I was a kid. And I saw, like, the really gross, like, spot where the sting was and where, like, the infection was starting to, like, show and, like, all of the swelling, and I was like, oh, I think I'm afraid of bees now. I hadn't really been afraid before, but after I saw that happen to her, I was like, oh, I think I'm afraid. I think I never want to see a bee again.
You know what, that's fair.
Because there was a very high chance that I would also be allergic to bee stings. And, you know, you don't necessarily want to find out when you get stung. She was fine. She had to go to the hospital, and I got babysat by my aunt and uncle, who ended up fixing the sprinkler for me so I could still play in the water. Eehee. But she was fine.
Well, that's good. Well, yeah, obviously she was fine.
Hit him with that EpiPen. Bold of you to assume that an EpiPen would be kept nearby for bee stings specifically. Onimama would just avoid bees. I think she knew she was allergic to bees already, but then still got accidentally stung. I don't remember. Maybe that was also how she found out. I have no idea. But I know she didn't keep an EpiPen. We never had EpiPens in our household. Bees, my god. Yeah, bees.
I actually did have to use an EpiPen fairly recently. Not on myself. Not on myself.
For somebody else?
My youngest nibbling. He has an allergy to eggs. And, basically we have a chocolate ice cream that we feed him. But he was interested in my mom's vanilla ice cream, and what we did not realize that even though they were the same brand, the chocolate ice cream did not have egg in it, but the vanilla did.
Oh, right. I remember
So
you
he
telling
would-
me about this.
Yeah, so he was sitting there, all of a sudden he was like, and mom was like, And then the other two were like peanut gallery. They were like, you should have checked to see if it had egg in it.
Yikes.
It was
Yeah,
just-
those
he
kids
was
are,
he-
interesting.
They have personalities.
They do.
Also, they're very obviously my sister's kids because, God, they're all sassy. All three of them. Oh my god, chat, that reminds me. They've been obsessed with, like, this particular Minecraft YouTuber lately that's, like, aimed towards kids in the way he, like, talks and plays the game or whatever. And one day my sister was picking them up and they were, like, staring at the TV while the YouTuber was talking. And my mom was like, "Don't you watch YouTubers too?" And I'm like, "No, not like that. No,
Not like that one.
not like that one."
Nah, I don't think Hitomi's parents have ever pressured her to have kids.
Thank God.
We are similar that way. My family also thought I was a lost cause. They still do.
Oh, my family is weird in that they, well, I say weird, but not really, but they prioritize independence over anything else. Independence and happiness.
I think that's good. I've mentioned this before, but my family always put the pressure to date on the male cousins in the family. The girls have never been pressured, because my younger cousin, who is a girl, doesn't really get pressured about, like, dating or boys or whatever. But I am pretty sure they are already teasing the youngest, who is a boy, about being too much of a gamer and spending all of his time at home when he could be chatting up girls.
Okay.
And I'm just like, the kid's in middle school. Let him play video games. The hell?
Yeah, I was about to say, my mom does have grandchildren.
True.
So if the bloodline ended with me, I think she'd be fine with it.
Your side of the bloodline ending with you. You can't have a real relationship in middle school. Yeah, but they want to, like, tease him about having crushes, I guess. It's teasing about crushes, and then when you're in high school, it's teasing about your girlfriends.
God, that reminds me of this really weird Reddit story that I read where the OP was like, "I think my brother is turning into an incel because he refuses to date. He's working on his career and is actually very successful and focusing on himself. But he refuses to date no matter how many times we hook him up with random women." And it's just like, maybe he just doesn't want to date right now. God damn.
I think there could be another reason why he doesn't want to date. Rainbow flag?
Oh, I was about to say rainbow flag? That's what I was thinking too when I was reading. It's just like, yeah, he could be gay or just like
truly
aromantic,
focusing on his
like-
career. Who knows, man? People have different priorities.
Exactly. I don't know why people think there's anything wrong with that.
True.
Oh, excuse me, I'm thirsty.
You're good. If someone is unironically using the term incel, I can't imagine what kind of girls he's trying to hook his brother up with. True. That could also be part of the problem. Maybe he wants a 2D wife. Maybe he's really dedicated to that one VTuber he watches. Maybe he's looking into ways to marry an anime character so he can get married to Hatsune Miku. We've all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there.
We've all been there. Oh. Guys, you get to see something funny happen now. Hold on.
But yeah, calling him an incel just because he refuses to date was just a weird choice. You're kidding.
So, you guys know how I have this program that allows me to, fix my audio quality for Discord calls? So, because I have it, it gives me a pop-up every 12 hours from when I first activate it that's like, are you ready to buy the program? And I say no. But because I haven't been buying the program, it forces me into this countdown until I can go back to using the free version. And because of that, it randomly takes my voice out while I am talking to Hitomi. And so now we have a signal where, whenever I get thrown into what we call voice jail, I have a sound bite on our soundboard that we use, to signal to her that I am in voice jail now, and that and that she can't hear me. But I can still hear her. It's just the minute.
Does this mean you were awake at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah. Yeah, I was. Have we been streaming for 12 hours? No. It's based on when my computer turns on, because like, the countdown starts when I first turn the computer on, and then, whenever I hit that I'm evaluating is when the 12-hour countdown starts. So I think I hit it around this time, and then, therefore it activated. But, you know, I didn't think she was going to want to join VC today, so I didn't think this was going to matter. But because she's here, it matters. So it's funny. But yeah, I communicate to her using soundboard sounds.
I guess it's better that it happened earlier.
Yeah. That was partially why. It was also just because I couldn't go back to sleep when I woke up this morning. I was awake, and it was getting warm in Onigashima, so I was like, well, I guess I might as well just wake up. So yeah, that's what that was. That was just me, signaling to her via the soundboard.
Oh yeah, we were chatting at 4 in the morning, weren't we?
That we were. Oh wait, hold on, I can show the other one that I use when I agree with what she says.
No, yes.
So, certain sounds on our soundboard have been used for communication. I have other things that I can use too. Like if I want to say no and stuff like that. It's very silly. Anyway.
That is not correct.
That is not correct. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, it's up to like over 3 minutes now. I think we're at 190 seconds. No, longer than that.
Guys, if you could fill the bar and also put an extra 50 on top of it so she can buy this program.
Make it so that I don't have to be in voice jail anymore. But honestly, voice jail is pretty funny. Every time I hit voice jail, she always makes fun of me and is like, on one hand, it would be good to get you out of voice jail, but on the other hand, voice jail is so funny.
Yeah, because sometimes what happens is like, we'll have dinner together and then we'll watch our media while we're having our dinner, and then we'll start conversing afterwards, and like the moment we get into a conversation, that's when she gets locked into voice jail, and I'm like, well.
Yeah. It happens a lot because that's usually around the time that I'm getting on my computer at like 8 or 9 a.m. And then usually once we're done with our dinner and we're at the point where we're chatting, it's around 8. So that it activates. Owaru. I believe it's one-time purchase. It's one of those things where like you pay for the license for what you're using it for. and I believe it's just the one time. I haven't fully looked into it because I'm just like, I don't want to pay. I don't got the money. But I think it's one time. How much? Can I check right now? Hold on, I'm checking. It is 50 doll hairs because I use it professionally. Also, fun fact, when I open it, when it's not related to the countdown for the trial, it just says okay, so that I can go back to using it.
Okay.
Normally the button says still evaluating, but I guess if I choose to check the pricing while it's still usable, it just is like, do you want to buy it? Enter a code, and I just go, okay. And then I don't. Okay. It's a big square too, it's pretty funny. Anyways. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk to them about? Because I wasn't planning to stay for too long after you joined, just to let you say hello and yap a little bit.
Not really.
Not really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just wanted to say hi to them and call them Stinky.
That's fair. I also have been wanting to say hi to them since why I streamed today. And it's also why I will be streaming tomorrow. Yay! Oni-san, yay! We have been called Stinky. Yes. You are apparently canonically smelly. Allegedly. I don't know. I still haven't really put that much thought into how you smell. That can be something you guys decide amongst yourselves, I guess. Living fart theory. God. The poor green creatures are getting the most flack for this. Everybody else probably smells varying degrees of okay, but I guess it's the green one. Because that's usually how the really bad-smelling farts are depicted in media, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
The green stink waves. Yuck. Well, that's especially unfortunate for me because the Damadachi plushie that I have is the green one. So I'm stuck with the smelly. I like to think I'm a pleasant smelling fart. There's no such thing! If you like the smell of your own farts, it means you have a crazy ego! That's what South Park taught me!
Good God. Wait, that reminded me of the fact that when the second game came out, they actually created a machine that allowed you to smell the farts of the main character.
Really? I did not know this at all.
Really? You did not know about this?
No.
It wasn't like widely available commercial thing. It was apparently like something you could experience if you played the demo at certain conventions or something. But yeah, it was like literally like a mask you could strap to your face, and anytime the main character farted, it would douse you with fart gas.
Ew, not fart gas! The concentrated fart sprays are like really, really intense. Ugh. Nightmare world. Yucky.
Yeah, they called it the nauseous rift.
That name's pretty funny. It's like the Oculus Rift, but for nausea. Get it? It's funny. The vids of people spraying that stuff into costumed people. Oh, lord. Yeah, no, that's basically biological warfare. Chemical warfare? Both. Yuck. Evil. Evil indeed. Anyhows. Anyways. Anyhows and ways. Well, at least it doesn't go over your entire face. Hitomi sent a picture of someone wearing it, and it just covers the nose and mouth. Which is still kind of gross, but at least it doesn't cover your whole face. At least you can still see with your eyes.
Yeah.
Still bad, though. Don't like it. Anyhow. I think we are at a good point to call it a stream. But I will be streaming tomorrow, so do not fret. This is not the last time. I will stream again tomorrow. And we will hang out. And, I don't know. Maybe I'll play a game or something, so that it's not just more yapping. We'll see what happens. Depends on my vibe. But it might be more yapping. Oni-san technically was also a Zatsu, so I guess in order to be an authentic Oni-san, it would have to be more yapping, but I don't know, maybe I'll turn up my max brightness and I'll do karaoke. Or something.
Ooh,
I don't
that'd be
know.
fun.
I don't know, we'll see. But for now, I'm going to call it here. Thank you guys so much for choosing to spend time with me and also with Hitomi near the end here. I hope you have a good rest of your time zone. And until I see you again, Yunotsu!
Yunotsu!
Bye-bye.
Bye, Stinkies.
Goodbye, Smelly.